Hi, tonight from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got a book to read for you. Today, book of Curious George, Tadpole Trouble from 2007. So let's get started. George was exploring a lake with his friend Bill. George was a good explorer and always very curious. He was especially curious about tadpoles. Bill told George he could be in charge of the tadpoles they found. George took tadpole watching very seriously. He watched them swim in their glass bowl. He fed them board and lettuce. He took them for a swim in the lake. At the time, it seemed like good exercise for the tadpole. When the tadpole did not come back, George started to worry. What would Bill say? He had to find them. George spent an hour at the lake. He found turtles and water beetles and minnows, but no tadpoles. Every time George would visit the lake, he would look for the tadpoles. Several weeks went by. Finally, he found something that looked like a tadpole, but it had legs and almost no tail. George let it go. A few weeks after that, George took a walk in the city to think about his tadpole problem. He was going back to the lake soon. Bill would be very disappointed if George had lost the tadpoles. George walked so long, he found himself in front of the museum. He saw a butterfly that reminded him of being at the lake. He followed it. The butterfly flew into the museum, and George kept following him, past all kinds of exhibits. There was a special display about creatures that lived around lakes. George knew about many of them, like turtles, minnows, lizards, and tadpoles. The picture of the baby tadpoles reminded him of his own tadpoles. Next to it was one of the funniest creatures George had ever seen in the lake. It had legs and a small tail. Now he understood the creatures with legs were tadpoles too. His friend had not vanished. They were just changing and growing up. George was so excited, he left the museum without finishing the exhibit tour. As soon as George got back to the lake, he looked for his missing friends, especially the one with little legs and almost no tail, but they was not there either. This time George could find only frogs. Lots and lots of frogs. What a good idea, George, Bill said, seeing the empty jar. You decided to release the tadpoles into their natural habitat, so we could watch them grow into frogs. You're not only curious, you are smart too. Let's take a picture of you and the frogs together, George smiled. So that was Curious George, Tadpole Trouble from 2007. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment. Have a groovy day with another video coming out real soon.